Level 1. The kid who watches too much UFC. Your story begins before anyone knows your name. Before the walkouts, the cameras, the interviews, the rankings, and the posters with your face on them. It begins in a small room with a phone in your hand, watching fight highlights long after midnight. You replay the same moments again and again. Conor McGregor walking like he owns the arena. Khabib Nurmagomedov dragging opponents into deep water. John Jones making violence look like chess. Alex Pereira standing calm before chaos. Islam Makhachev controlling every inch of the cage. Israel Adesanya moving like he hears music nobody else hears. At first, UFC is just entertainment. Then it becomes a mirror. You start imagining yourself inside the octagon. You picture the lights, the crowd, the announcer, the referee asking if you are ready. Your friends laugh when you say you want to become a fighter. Your family tells you to think realistically. They say fighting is dangerous, unstable, and full of people who never make it. They are not wrong. But every time you hear them doubt you, something inside burns hotter. You start training alone. Push-ups in your room, sprints at night, shadowboxing in the mirror. You throw punches that would never land in real life, but in your mind, you are already dangerous. You copy McGregor's stance, Pereira's left hook, Khabib's pressure, and Nate Diaz's attitude. You do not understand yet that copying legends is easy. Becoming yourself is the hard part. Your first real fights are not in cages. They are in schoolyards, parks, and arguments that go too far. You learn quickly that real fear feels different from watching fear on a screen. Your hands shake. Your breathing changes. Your legs feel heavy. A single punch can make the world go silent. You realize fighting is not glamorous. It is panic, pain, confusion, ego, and survival all happening at once. Still, you cannot let the dream go. UFC is everywhere now. Clips go viral every week. Press conferences turn fighters into celebrities overnight. The idea of a UFC event connected to the White House makes the sport feel even bigger than fighting. McGregor's rumored return keeps the internet talking. Every headline tells you the same thing. MMA is not slowing down. The world is watching, and you want to be part of it. Level 2. The first MMA gym. The first time you walk into an MMA gym, confidence leaves your body. The room smells like sweat, rubber mats, and old gloves. Heavy bags swing in the corner. Wrestlers drill takedowns until the floor shakes. Grapplers roll silently, twisting each other into positions you do not understand. Kickboxers smash pads with a sound that makes your chest tighten. Nobody looks impressed by you. The coach asks about your experience. You mention street fights, push-ups, and watching UFC. He nods politely, then pairs you with someone smaller than you. Within 2 minutes, that smaller person takes you down, controls you, and submits you with an armbar so clean you barely understand what happened. Your ego takes more damage than your body. At this level, MMA humbles you every day. Boxing teaches you that your chin is always exposed. Muay Thai teaches you that leg kicks can make walking feel impossible. Wrestling teaches you that strength without technique is wasted energy. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu teaches you that panic is the enemy. Conditioning teaches you that being tired turns every plan into a fantasy. You go home sore after every session. Your shins hurt, your ribs ache. Your neck feels stiff. Your hands smell like gloves no matter how many times you wash them. Some mornings you wake up and wonder why you chose this. Then evening comes and you return to the gym. You also learn the first rule of the fight world. Everyone wants to be a fighter until it is time to suffer like one. Beginners vanish after their first sparring round. Strong guys quit when they get out-wrestled. Loud guys disappear when nobody claps for them. But you stay. Not because you are special yet, because you are stubborn. Little by little, your body changes. Your stance improves. Your punches become straighter. Your hips move better in grappling. You stop closing your eyes when punches come. You learn to breathe under pressure. You are still a nobody, but for the first time you are becoming dangerous in a real way. Level 3. The Amateur Fighter. After months of training, your coach finally says the words you have been waiting for. You are ready for an amateur fight. At first, excitement hits you like electricity. Then, fear follows. This is no longer hitting pads, rolling with teammates, or imagining greatness. Someone across from you has also trained for weeks. Someone wants to beat you and use your dream to build theirs. The fight is not in a glamorous arena. It is in a small local venue with cheap lights, folding chairs, and a crowd full of friends, family, and drunk strangers. Your gloves are smaller than you expected. Your mouthguard feels too big. Your walkout song plays through bad speakers, but to you, it sounds like destiny. When the cage door closes, the world changes. There is no comment section now, no highlight video, no excuse. The referee looks at both of you, and suddenly the dream becomes real. The first exchange is chaos. Your opponent rushes forward. You forget half your training. Your heart pounds so hard you can barely hear your corner. Then something clicks. You remember the gym. You jab. You move. You sprawl. You breathe. The fight slows down just enough for you to survive. Maybe you win. Maybe you lose. But either way, you leave that cage different. You now understand what separates fighters from fans. Fans discuss pressure. Fighters feel it in their lungs. Fans talk about heart. Fighters discover whether they have it when they are exhausted, hurt, and still have to move forward. You begin building a record. Each fight teaches something. A quick win teaches you confidence. A close decision teaches you patience. A loss teaches you truth. You learn to watch tape without lying to yourself. Your coach pauses the video and shows where your hands dropped, where your footwork failed, where ego made you chase a finish instead of following the plan. At this level, you are not famous, but you are being forged. Every empty seat, every bruise, every unpaid medical bill, every early morning run becomes part of the fighter you are becoming. Level 4. The Regional Prospect. Eventually, the amateur phase ends. You turn professional. The word sounds powerful, but the reality is not glamorous. Your first pro fight pays almost nothing. You still work another job. You still borrow rides. You still train in old gear. But now your record is real. Every win and every loss follows you forever. Regional MMA is a brutal world. You fight in casinos, small arenas, convention centers, and sometimes places that barely feel legal. Posters spell your name wrong. Opponents change at the last minute. Weigh-ins happen in hotel conference rooms under fluorescent lights. You drive 8 hours, fight for a few $100s, and return home with bruises nobody sees. But this level is where real fighters separate themselves. The regional scene is full of dangerous people, former wrestlers, kickboxers with nothing to lose, grapplers who can break confidence in one round, older veterans who know every trick, young prospects trying to climb over you. Every fight is a trap. Your life becomes a cycle. Training camp, weight cut, fight, recovery, repeat. Training camp is not cinematic. It is exhaustion. It is drilling the same escape 50 times. It is getting punched by sparring partners who are trying to help you but still hurt you. It is ice packs, meal prep, film study, and quiet doubts at night. You begin to understand momentum. Win 3 fights and people call you a prospect. Lose one and they ask if you were exposed. The sport is cruel, but you love it because it is honest. The cage does not care about your excuses. It only reveals what you prepared. Level 5. The Dangerous Name. Your winning streak grows. Now people in the regional scene know who you are. Opponents ask for more money to fight you. Coaches from other gyms recognize your style. Local media calls you a future UFC fighter. For the first time, your dream does not sound insane. But attention brings new problems. Managers begin contacting you. Some are legitimate, some just want a percentage of your future. Sponsors offer free gear and small payments. Fans ask for photos at local events. You start building a social media following. Every training clip, every quote, every stare down becomes part of your image. You realize modern fighting is not only about winning, it is about making people care. McGregor changed the sport by proving that personality can be as valuable as a punch. But you also see the danger. Too much talk without performance turns a fighter into a joke. Too little personality and even great fighters get ignored. You have to find your voice. Your coach warns you not to fall in love with hype. He has seen prospects become celebrities in their own minds before they beat anyone important. So you sharpen everything. You improve takedown defense. You learn cage wrestling. You add calf kicks. You study feints. You fix your diet. You hire a strength coach. You stop partying. You protect your sleep like it is part of your contract. That victory changes your life. UFC scouts notice. Your name appears in articles. People start tagging Dana White under your clips. You are not in the UFC yet, but now you are close enough to feel the heat. Level 6. Dana White's Contender Series. The call finally comes. Dana White's Contender Series. One fight, one contract, one chance to turn years of suffering into a UFC opportunity. This is the doorway many prospects dream of, but it is also a pressure cooker. Winning may not be enough. You have to impress. Fight week feels different. The hotel is better. The cameras are sharper. The interviews are more professional. Your opponent has his own story, his own team, his own hunger. You are not just fighting a person, you are fighting another dream. The apex feels smaller than a giant arena, but that makes it more intense. Every sound is clear. Every punch echoes. Dana sits near the cage watching closely. You know the truth. A boring win could send you home empty-handed. A spectacular performance could change your family's future. The walkout begins. Your chest feels tight. You remind yourself that pressure is a privilege. Nobody gets nervous for things that do not matter. When the cage door closes, you look across and see another fighter trying to steal your moment. The first round is fast. Your opponent comes prepared. He knows your best weapons. He shoots under your punches, presses you against the fence, forces you to work. For a moment, the dream feels like it is slipping. Then your corner shouts the adjustment. You listen, you frame, you circle out. You start landing. In the second round, you hurt him. The crowd reacts. The commentators raise their voices. You sense the finish but refuse to rush. That is growth. The younger version of you would have chased wildly. This version stays calm. You set the trap, land clean, and end the fight. Then comes the longest wait of your life. Winners stand together hoping to hear their names. Dana grabs the microphone. He talks about toughness, entertainment, marketability, and killer instinct. Then he says it. I've got a contract for you. Everything hits at once. The backyard, the first gym, the unpaid fights, the weight cuts, the injuries, your family crying, your coach hugging you. You are now a UFC fighter. But deep down, you already know the next truth. Getting in was hard. Staying in will be harder. Level 7. The UFC Rookie. The UFC logo beside your name changes everything. Suddenly your fights appear on major broadcasts. Your opponents have Wikipedia pages, highlight reels, and fans who think you are just stepping stone material. The UFC sends schedules, media obligations, medical requirements, and promotional instructions. You feel professional, but you also feel exposed. Your debut is terrifying. The arena is bigger than anything you have experienced. The lights are hotter. The canvas feels familiar, but everything around it feels enormous. You hear the commentators saying your name. You see camera operators moving near the cage. Millions might watch your fight live or later through clips. Every mistake can become content. Maybe you win your debut. Maybe you lose. Either way, the UFC machine moves quickly. If you win, fans demand a ranked opponent immediately. If you lose, they call you overrated. You learn not to live inside comments. Compliments are temporary. Insults are temporary. The work is permanent. The UFC rookie level is about adjustment. You learn how to handle media day without draining energy. You learn to travel internationally and still make weight. You learn that every fighter has weapons. Even the quiet guy on the prelims can knock you out or choke you unconscious if you lose focus. After a few fights, you begin finding your rhythm. You win one by decision, another by finish. You lose a close fight and come back better. Fans start respecting your toughness. Commentators mention your improvements. You are no longer just happy to be here, you are hunting. Level 8, the ranked contender. Eventually your name enters the top 15. The number beside your name changes how everyone treats you. Prospects call you out. Veterans dismiss you. Fans debate whether you are real. The division studies you more carefully now. Your favorite techniques become known. Your weaknesses become targets. At this level, fight weeks become theater. Press conferences are louder. Stare-downs last longer. Questions become sharper. Reporters ask about title shots, rivalries, injuries, and your personal life. Opponents try to provoke you because emotions create mistakes. Some trash talk is real. Some is business. You learn to tell the difference. 5-round fights change everything. 3 rounds allow intensity. 5 rounds demand identity. You must know who you are when your lungs burn, your legs slow, and the opponent is still standing. Championship rounds reveal truth. Some fighters are dangerous for 10 minutes. Great fighters are dangerous when exhausted. Your first main event is a war. You start strong, but the opponent survives. By round 3, both of you are marked up. By round 4, your body wants to quit. Your corner looks you in the eyes and asks how badly you want it. There is no poetry in that moment, only pain and choice. You win because you make one more good decision than the other man. Not because you are invincible, because you are trained, because you listen, because you refuse to drift. After that fight, everything accelerates. Your social media explodes. Sponsors offer real money. Your interviews go viral. Suddenly people compare you to champions. Some say you are the future. Others say you would get destroyed by the elite. Both sides help promote you. Then the UFC offers a title eliminator. One fight away from a championship shot. Your opponent is ranked higher, more experienced, and already loved by fans. For the first time, you are not just fighting for your career. You are fighting for history. Level 9, the UFC champion. The championship fight becomes the center of your life. Every meal, every training session, every interview, every hour of sleep points toward one night. The belt appears at press events under bright lights. You try not to stare at it, but you do. That gold belt is the object every fighter imagines when they suffer. The champion across from you is not there by accident. He has beaten killers. He has survived pressure. He knows how to win when everyone is trying to take what he owns. During the press conference, he calls you untested. Maybe he is calm. Maybe he insults you. Maybe you fire back. The clip goes viral. Fans pick sides. The story sells itself. Fight night feels like a different planet. The arena shakes. Celebrities sit cage-side. Cameras catch every breath. Your family watches from the front rows. The referee gives final instructions. You touch gloves or you do not. Then the fight begins. Championship fights are not just physical. They are emotional storms. You have good moments. He has good moments. Momentum swings. The crowd gasps. Your corner screams. Between rounds, the stool feels like heaven. You try to control your breathing while coaches pour strategy into your ears. In the final rounds, something ancient wakes up inside you. Every sacrifice returns as fuel. The backyard dreamer. The gym beginner. The amateur with cheap gloves. The regional fighter driving home broke. The contender waiting for Dana's decision. They are all inside you. Then the moment comes. Maybe you land the finishing shot. Maybe you lock in the submission. Maybe the final horn sounds and judges decide. But when the announcer says your name, the world explodes. The belt wraps around your waist. You are UFC champion. But being champion is not peace. It is war with a crown on your head. Every contender studies you. Every interview asks about your next challenger. Every injury becomes news. Every training clip is analyzed. You defend the belt once, then twice, then again. Each defense adds to your legacy, but also steals something from your body. Level 10. The legend. Years pass, and the sport begins to change around you. Younger fighters enter the UFC talking about how they grew up watching your highlights. That sentence makes you feel proud and old at the same time. You are still dangerous, but you are no longer the same athlete. Recovery takes longer. Weight cuts feel harder. Training camps require more intelligence and less ego. Critics begin asking when you should retire. After every close fight, they say the decline has started. After every win, they say you still have one more run. You learn that legends are not allowed to age quietly. The world wants either greatness or collapse. Nothing in between. You adapt. You fight smarter. You use experience instead of speed. You set traps instead of chasing chaos. You become a mentor inside your gym, helping younger fighters avoid mistakes you made. You teach them that the hardest opponent is not always across the cage. Sometimes it is fame. Sometimes it is fear. Sometimes it is the voice that tells you to keep fighting when your body has already paid enough. Your final fight arrives. The UFC builds the entire week around your career. Old opponents speak about you with respect. Teammates tell stories. Fans bring signs. The walkout feels heavier than any title fight because you know this is goodbye. When you enter the octagon, memories flash in pieces. The phone in your room, the first gym, the first amateur fight, the regional shows, the Contender Series contract, the UFC debut, the main events, the belt, the wins, the losses, the injuries, the people who believed when nobody else did. You thank your coaches, your family, your teammates, and the fans. Your voice cracks. For years, you chased victory. Now you understand that the real victory was becoming the kind of person who could survive the journey. Years later, you enter the UFC Hall of Fame. The video package plays. Finishes, comebacks, stare-downs, belt defenses, and quiet moments in the gym. New fighters study your style. Kids imitate your walkout. Commentators use your name to describe greatness. You started as a nobody watching UFC clips in the dark. You ended as a legend of the sport. And somewhere, another kid is watching your highlights, shadowboxing in a small room, believing the impossible dream might belong to him next.